untap, upkeep, and welcome back to the channel if you've been here before. And if you haven't, then please sit back, relax, and enjoy our wild and wacky show for you today. So for today, it is not a budget-friendly deck per se. I mean, you could build the whole thing for looks like about 200 bucks, give or take. This is just something kind of different. I've played this. I actually have this in paper. I keep it in paper. And I have played this a few times, and it's always been hilarious whenever I play it. I I tend to win quite a few of my games. I usually am the target in a lot of my games. Gee, I wonder why. So I decided to build something that I I really just don't care if I win. I'm here to just see dumb things happen, which is one of my favorite things to do in Commander. I love seeing dumb things happen. Of course, I don't want to be obliterated, but I do like seeing some dumb things happen and people going, "Wait, what?" So, uh, this is probably going to be something new for some people if you've never seen anything like this before. This is what is called a group hug commander. Now, this was kind of introduced with Bloombro, thanks to Miss Bumbleflower. I had this before this deck came out, and let me just show you the dumb shenanigans I came up with. So first up, here's our commander, Amareth the Lustrous. Um, Keeping up with my personal theme and goal and taste, this is a Bant dragon-led commander deck. It you really can use anything that's Bant colors if you're trying to actually win. Pick something else. Most commonly, people use the big dumb hippo. I wanted to use a dragon. I like dragons. Go figure. So, Amareth, though, for 3, a green, a white, and a blue, you get a big bad 6/6 flying dragon. Nothing special. And she says, whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it shares a card type with that permanent, you may reveal that card, and if you do, put it into your hand. Excuse me. So, we're able to kind of get a little bit better card draw, essentially, if we play like a creature and the top card's a creature. So, there's some advantage there, but we just don't care. I honestly do not care. If I'm playing Amareth, it's just because she's a big dumb dragon that goes with my goal, my theme, my restriction, whatever you would like to call it. And she's actually kind of underrated. Not a lot of people play her, and I don't know. Maybe I should build a more serious version of her and see what can really be unlocked. But for now, she's the head of my wacky, goofy group hug deck, and let's dive deeper into it, shall we? First up, our only Planeswalker is Jace Beleren. The original printing of Jace Beleren came back way in the original Lorwyn set. And he's a 3-drop, 1 a blue for a 3 loyalty Planeswalker that says the following. +2, each player draws a card. -1, target player draws a card. Or -10, target player mills 20 cards. I have news for you all. The last 2 abilities are never going to be used. All I care about when I play what we now affectionately call in the Magic community Party Jace is everybody's going to party, everybody's going to draw cards. I don't give a flying doo-doo about the other abilities. All we care about is drawing a bunch of cards. So with Jace out of the way, let's dive into our creature package, shall we? So we have Avacyn's Pilgrim and Birds of Paradise to help our mana fix in a little bit, as well as Noble Hierarch. They just help keep our curve a little smooth, a little low. We're running the Fog Bank just to make sure we can't be dealt any kind of damage. Sacred Tri-Builder is another ramp piece, Wood Elves as well. We're even running the Veteran Explorer, so, we'll play this turn 1, and turn 2 we'll turn it sideways. And we'll beg somebody to block it, so when it dies, everybody gets to ramp. We're running Howling Golem, so whenever it attacks or blocks, everybody gets to draw a card. I have the Sad Robot in here, of course, to help us get more mana. We are also running some things you probably have never seen, like Soaring Show-Off. Soaring Show-Off. Bleh. So whenever it enters the battlefield, everybody draws a card. Kami of the Crescent Moon. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card. Plain. Tap him, and each player may draw a card. Then each player who did gets to gain 1 life. Fiddlethip, Lost on the Range. So we can look at the top card of our library anytime. The top card of our library has plot. Plot cost is equal to its mana cost, and we may plot non-land cards from the top of our library. This helps us kind of dig a little bit deeper. We don't really have to have this. It's just another wacky, crazy, fun card in the deck, honestly. Windborne Muse to help us not be attacked, because this is a no violence allowed brew. We're not attacking in this deck. No. No, no. Sylvala. Tap Parlay. So each player reveals the top card of their library. For each non-land card revealed this way, we get to add a green and gain 1 life. But then, everybody gets to draw a card. Heartwood Storyteller. It's a wonderful 3-drop 2/3 that says whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, each of that player's opponents may draw an additional card. Rage. Conjurer Adept. So at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may put an artifact, creature, or land card from their hand onto the battlefield. Free! Free! So I'm helping you. I'm making you draw all these cards, and I'm helping you by just letting you play your stuff for free. And finally, the funniest piece to this entire build is Tempting Worm. So for 1 and a green, we get a 5/5 big old wormy boy that normally has a horrendous downside, and probably a good reason nobody really plays it. So the Tempting Worm comes into play. Each opponent may put any number of artifact, creature, enchantments, and or land cards from their hand into play. So all these cards I'm helping you draw, when I play this big, bad, dumb worm, you get to dump them out for free. All of it. Don't care. Let shenanigans happen. Let's see what happens. So this is a hilarious card. I actually played a fellow gamer out at one of my local game stores who kind of inspired me to make this build a little bit. Shout out to June. Well, he also had a Tempting Worm at the same time, so I dropped mine. Everybody dropped all their big dumb things, and then he dropped his with mine, with my ability going off, and then I got to drop all my big dumb things. Our board states were absolutely atrocious. It was great, and they were like, everybody's brain was just breaking because everybody was drawing like, I don't know, 10 or 15 cards every turn or something. Like, we burned through it was a very, very fast game because we burned through decks wicked fast. It was hilarious. We actually ended up drawing that game because one of my opponents tried to win. We stopped him. June had a card that says you can do things at flash speed as long as it's not your turn or something along those lines. So in response, I played one of my cards in here that made us all draw a whole bunch of cards, and we all lost the game at the same time. It was just great. So let's continue on with our sorcery package, shall we? So we have Alliance of Arms. So for 1 mana, we get this sorcery that says, starting with you, each player may pay any amount of mana. Each player puts X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield for X is the total amount of mana paid this way. Not bad. Spoiler alert, the Joined Forces cards are amazing in this build. So Collective Voyage, same thing. For everybody that pays mana into the X, we all get to find that many basic lands. Minds Aglow, same thing. But this time, for everybody that pays into X, we draw all those cards. Kinda can see a theme here. We have Nature's Lore for some more ramp, as well as Cultivate, Rampant Growth, Farseek, Revisits, and even Tempt with Discovery. So we are helping our opponents while helping ourselves. The Echo of Eons is hilarious in here because we can play this for 6 mana, and everybody gets to shuffle their hand and graveyard back into the deck and draw a fresh 7, and then we can flash it back for 2 and a blue. Pardon me. We have Prosperity, so for X and a blue, everybody draws X cards. And then we have Fascination. So for X and a blue, we get to choose one. Everybody draws X cards, or each player puts the top X cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. I got news for y'all. Don't care about that last one. Everybody's gonna draw all the cards. Every day, all the time. Draw the cards. So that is our goal. We want to have hands full and have people going, what do we do? So I basically want to be a problem. That's all I want to be, is an absolute problem. Growth Spiral to help us ramp a little bit and draw some, as well as Vision Schemes. So we can actually just force somebody to draw 2 more cards if they wanted to. And now here's the funny part to this whole deck. This is why it's called Amareth. Violence isn't allowed. We have Lull, Angel Song, Commencement of Festivities, Dawn's Charm, Literal Factual Fog, and Haze of Pollen. What do all these cards have in common? I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, they all literally stop the combat. They prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. So, this is, as Seth from NTG Goldfish likes to constantly say right now, the fog meta is real, and it is in this deck. I enjoy every bit of this that says, no violence for you. You cannot do this. No. And I love everything about it. This stops everybody and anybody from trying to do something that I don't want you to do, which is I don't want you to attack and into combat. I want everybody to just play all their stuff and see all their cool cards, and then we draw all the decks and then just shuffle up and have another game. That's all we want to do. That's all we care about. Moving on to our artifact package, this is where things can get a little bit wacky. We have, of course, our ramp, which is Arcane Signet, Azorius Signet, Commander's Sphere, Felwar Stone, Sylvan, the Silencia Signet, the Simic Signet, the Soul Ring. We even have a Thought Vessel. Great. But this is where things get wacky. We have a Temple Bell that can tap and make everybody draw a card. Gearport Worry, which allows everybody to play an additional land on each of their turns. So now I'm giving you 2 land drops right now. We have the Howling Mine that allows you to draw an additional card. So you get to draw more cards. Otherworld Atlas. So we could tap it and put a charge counter on it. And then we could tap it and everybody gets to draw a card for each counter on it. So if you're fighting somebody to proliferate deck, come on, proliferate over here. You know you want to draw more cards. We have the Folio of Fancies. So I know what you were thinking. But Buddha, if you make everybody have no max hand size, they're going to have to discard. Not if we have this bad boy. So players have no max hand size. Now technically, this can be used as a win condition if you're trying to win the game. But I'm not trying to win the game. So I'm not using it as a win condition. Ideally, I just want it to sit there and do nothing. But you can do any of the following if you're actually trying to do something with the game. So for X and X, so you have to pay X twice. Everybody gets to draw X cards. So if you put 1 into the X and then another 1 into the X, everybody gets to draw 1, and so on and so on. Or you could pay 2 in a blue and tap it. Each opponent puts a number of cards equal to the number of cards in their hand from the top of their library into their graveyard. So essentially, you can make people mill their deck by having ridiculously large hands. You can make this more of a prison-style deck or something like that if you really are trying to do something wacky and off the wall. But I've said it before, everybody. This deck's not made to win. This deck is just to do dumb things and just have everybody's brain hurt for a little bit. Because our next card does just that with Gate to the Aether. So if you've never seen this card, it's from the original Mirrodin set, and I remember it very, very well. And early in our gameplay years, my brother, myself, and a handful of our friends used to think this thing was just ridiculously overpowered. And honestly, kind of in this deck, it might be. So for 6 mana, we get an artifact that says, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player reveals the top card of his or her library. If it's an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land card, that player may put it onto the battlefield. So, This could ramp you. This could help drop something horrible onto the battlefield. We don't really care. The only thing it doesn't really affect is a planeswalker, unless it's been errated, which I don't think it has. So we're good. We don't care. It does what we want. It enables the game to just go on steroids. Lastly, let's go to our enchantment package where things just continue to get nutty. So we are running Ghostly Prison, Propaganda, and the Sphere of Safety. More ways to protect us from being attacked because violence is not allowed in Amareth's house. The Sphere of Safety is really nasty because it's a Propaganda or Ghostly Prison on steroids. Because now you have to pay X, where X is the number of enchantments I control. If I have all of my enchantments on the battlefield, that's a whopping 8 mana for every creature attacking me with just the Sphere of Safety. If you include the Windborn Muse, the Propaganda, and the Ghostly Prison, that's 14 mana for you to attack me. My god. And actually, it's not too far out of the question because of what else we're running. So let's jump in more. We are running the Dictate of Krufix, so everybody draws an additional card. The Will of Ideas. When it enters the battlefield, we get to draw 2 cards. But again, at the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card. And at the beginning of our draw step, we draw 2 additional cards. So both of these are like another Howling Mine effect. They both make everybody draw a whole bunch of cards. Rites of Flourishing is in that same boat. And Rites of Flourishing not only makes everybody draw an additional card, but it allows people to play an additional land. So now you can play 2 additional lands on your turns if I have this and the Gear 4 out. So then you're making 3 land drops a turn. You're drawing at least 3 or 4 cards a turn. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. What are you thinking? Well, I'm thinking I'm juicing up the game is what I'm thinking. I've got Heartbeat of Spring in here that says whenever a player taps a land for mana, that player adds an additional mana of that type. And the Dictate of Karamitra does the same thing. So then I'm making your mana tap for triple. I'm giving you triple land drops, and I'm drawing you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards a turn. The whole point of this deck is to just juice up the entire game and give people an experience that they've never thought would actually happen. And it is the most wacky nonsense thing that's ever been had, in my opinion. I loved every single second I got to play with it. The land base is kind of typical of what you would like to see in something that has no budget restriction. Between the tri-land, some of our check lands, even the battle bond lands are in here. Our cradle is in here to get everybody first. We are running a Maze of Ith in here, which doesn't really count for a land drop until Yavimaya is out. That's okay, because it just means nobody's dying from commander damage. Not on my watch. Nope. Not happening. Not what we're doing here. We're going to sit down and have a nice, fun battle cruiser game, and everybody's going to draw all the things and do all the things, and then we're just going to have a nice day. That's the way it works. Our mana curve is ridiculously dumb, in my opinion. I mean, just look at this. Our 2s and 3s are pretty high, as well as our 1s. We drop off at 4s, at 5s, and 6. Our mana curve is ridiculous, honestly. Our opening hands, we don't really care. I mean, this looks fine. Drop that first turn. Let's see, we would draw the Cradle. Turn 2, probably drop the Cradle. Well, no, probably drop the Plains. That way we could turn on the Glacial. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. We already have Glacial Fortress turned on. But yeah, let's just drop the Cradle. Now everybody has all the lands. Drop the Plains now, so we could drop Rites of Flourishing and drop, I don't know, the Forest. Then we could drop Glacial Fortress or the Prairie and the Prairie Stream and the Arcane Signet. Probably Braids, and then just, I mean, as you can see, this is just dumb. And we haven't even hit any of the card draw. There we go. A handful of turns later, we finally hit some card draw. Let's see. Not bad, not bad. Again, the Rites of Flourishing is enhanced, so probably drop the pass. Uh, probably drop the Vista and the Hierarch. Probably drop the Orchid. And then we could drop the Signet, use the Ancestry, the Hierarch, and the Signet to drop Rites. Draw 2, play the Harbor. Probably drop Sphere of Safety just to be that way. Heartwood Storyteller and the Folio of Fancies. I mean, you could just, you see how dumb this is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, whatever your binary preference is, this deck is just stupid. It's stupid, and I like it. I like it because it's stupid. It doesn't do anything. All it does is vomit on the battlefield. It makes everybody vomit on the battlefield, and I like it. This is just for the giggles of having a Bant group hug deck. I don't think I'll ever take this deck apart, just because of how disgusting it really is. I mean, you're drawing all the stuff. You're making people play all the stuff. You're letting people play all the stuff for free. This deck, it's just dumb. You could technically win with Folio of Fancies. You could technically win by making players draw more cards than you. You could use Party Jace to help win. I mean, you could even just do straight up combat wombat damage and win with Amareth if you really felt like it. Where's the fun in that? Like, really? Where is the fun in that? For me, that's not fun as far as what I was trying to go for this deck. It's just for shenanigans, y'all. And the one time I got to play it with Jude out playing his group hug deck, we broke everybody's brain because everybody's mana was tapping for like 10 times or something like that. It was a ridiculous amount of mana that you were able to tap for. And then everybody drew like 15 cards or something. Like, this thing was just dumb. And we were just having the time of our lives, so like we were all laughing and giggling and just everybody was like, "Oh my god, this does what?" Yeah, it does this. It does this with this and does that. And everybody's brains are breaking. And the one time I played it at my own home, I think I barbecued a poor supporter of ours. Poor teenage brain. Barbecued it. Shout out to the sauce, because his brain was just fried. He had a way to win, but it was late, and Manus was making lots of Manus, and Cars was drawing lots of cards, and his brain just went. It was funny. He enjoyed it, but his head hurt afterwards, which I kind of think is funny. But anyways, this is my Amareth Illustrious Group Hug deck. Again, it's not really made to win. It probably has a couple of ways to win in here. Not really trying to. It's just here to do dumb things and make people, like, literally make people play dumb things. The funniest thing is when you draw like 15, 16 cards and drop this big dumb idiot for a worm. My god, that is the best feeling in the world, is to drop that thing and have everybody go, okay, wait, what? It does what? Oh my god, it is so funny. Y'all, if you don't have a group hug deck, I know everybody's so focused on being competitive and doing this optimized and yada yada. Y'all, build a deck that you're not supposed to win with, and I promise you are gonna have an absolute blast. Because well, I could say that because I've done it. Like, this deck has no real win condition. It's not supposed to win, and I had an absolute blast playing it just because it was great watching everybody's heads just begin to do math and hurt, and then I'm just like, don't worry about it. Just drop everything. Everything just drop. Like the bass, man, just drop it. Drop it like it's hot, whatever you want to say. And everybody is just like, I have too many things to keep track of now. My head hurts. I'm like, you're welcome. What else you got? So, yeah, if you don't have a group hug deck, I strongly suggest building one. They are hilarious, especially in a build like this that I'm just here to do dumb things. That's all I want to do is dumb things. You you can make this win. I'm not here to win. I have played this a couple of times and literally died first or enabled everybody to die at the same time, and it was fine. It was funny. I loved it. I thought it was great. So y'all need to give this a shot, even if it's just opening up Moxfield like I've got here and playing it on Moxfield. Give it a shot. I promise you, it is funny, it is hilarious, and you will not regret it. But as always, the deck list and description will be in the description below. So leave me your comments. Let me know what you think about my Amareth Violent Isn't Allowed group hug build. Let me know what deck you have up in your sleeves that you're trying to work on. Maybe I can help you make it. Is there a commander that doesn't see a whole lot of love that you kind of want to see if I can do something to it? Maybe my own sick, twisted version of that deck? If so, tell me. And by the way, feel free to put a budget restriction on me. I don't care. That makes the challenge more fun. If you have to make it everything is $1 or less, then so be it. I will do it. Just know it won't be that great, more than likely, but I will make that challenge. So share me some love. Show me some love. Share me some love. With all of that said, don't forget, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I have been the Buddha Dragon. Don't forget to rub that belly for mana. May your games be filled with luck, and I will catch you all the next time. Thank you all for all the love and support. Till the next one. Peace out.